What's up, peoples? Welcome to KKTD 98.1 FM. I'm the host, KK the drummer. You see how it's going down. Um, but let me tell y'all something, man. I'm watching all this nonsense going on with 50 Cent and Big Meech from BMF. Well, let me tell y'all like this. It is what it is. You know, um, it's ridiculous because you just watching what's really going on. 50 feel a certain type of way. People calling him petty because of what went down. So let me go here. I'm gonna break it down to y'all just like this. So the first thing was um, he did the movie for BMF. When nobody else was trying to make the movie, 50 did the movie for BMF. Then he wound up sending Little Meech to acting school for 2 years to get his thing going on, which I probably heard the same thing on the internet, backwards and forth. He was doing his thing, doing his dizzle. So 50 put his time in, his money to help this brother out. So Big Meech wrote a letter to Lil Meech saying that, hey, um, I appreciate it that 50 was the only one that did that and did this for them. Gave him a big, big, super duper, shout out to the brother and all that good stuff. So now Supreme Son, he want to come to Detroit, meet up with Southwest T to try to prove a point to make something go kind of sour, which he should have just stayed out of that because it really wasn't for him to really say anything about it because he ain't got no business doing that. But he went and tried to get Southwest T a t-shirt to try to reach out. Just to do what people do, they try to piss 50 Cent off. And when it backfires against them, then they're gonna say 50 was wrong for what he was doing. Then all of a sudden you got um, Big Meech come home. Now when Big Meech come home, you got Rick Ross. He jumping on a bandwagon. Oh, let me go with Rick Ross. Now Rick Ross want to be super duper boss on it. I ain't gonna sit there and try to talk about stuff that's already been talked about because people, you know, they already seen what's going on and they already know what it is. So just to find out that what really went down is because of that beef with Rick Ross been doing with 50. Now, what y'all don't know is that uh, Rick Ross picked with 50. 50 did not have nothing to do with none of that. He didn't know about no Rick Ross. Frankly, he didn't care nothing about no Rick Ross. But Rick Ross came up and started beefing with 50, started talking his name out, shooting his name out, and all that nonsense. And Blood was like, yo, chill out. But Rick Ross kept attacking him. Became a big beefing situation with 50 and Rick Ross. Rick Ross kept attacking 50, 50 kept coming back. So what's the biggest thing to mess up with Big Meech was when Big Meech came home, he wanted to be saying because he made a song, I'm think I'm Big Meech. And then he wanted to be so heavy. But let me give you something a little different with Rick Ross. Rick Ross called himself a boss, but you cannot be a boss when you ain't spending your own money that somebody gave to you. You ain't being a boss because you never been out there in the streets and you never hustled and did nothing in the streets, blood. So you cannot be a boss. Message. So now you're looking at another situation because now son is like, yo, I'm doing my dizzle. I'm out here holding it down. Rick Ross ain't never been a boss, but he want to cause controversy against Big Meech and 50. But you want to be a boss. But you want to wait till the whole time Big Meech come home and all of a sudden you want to sit there and run up to Big Meech like you that. See, things happened to you like that before when you did that with the GDs and screened out Larry Hoover. The GDs wasn't letting you do no concert. You forgot about that, Ricky? They didn't want you to do no concert. You ain't did not nothing. But you ran to Chicago to go talk to um, Hoover. Spec shout out to the GDs. Um, but you ran to go see Hoover so you can get all that died down. But you went to Canada and you played big man in Canada. They didn't even want you to leave out of Canada. They was jumping on your peoples and you ain't did nothing for your people's blood. Come on, man. Talk was truth. Not no fantasy. This is real talk. Rick Ross played gangster too many times. Y'all can call 50 petty all y'all want to. Yo, listen. The street game is the street game. Rules are rules to everything. But you can't call that man petty because he attacking somebody. And half of these young people don't even know who Big Meech is. Y'all just be sitting there talking and saying things. Y'all don't even know who Big Meech is until you saw the movie. Now you saw the movie, you know who he is. Let's keep it 100. I ain't trying to make my whole day about this. You know what I'm saying? But let's go here. So now you got Ross attacking 50 Cent, trying to come at him. So Ross goes and, yo, they saying he had to pay bills and all this stuff. Yo, for real, on honesty, man, whatever y'all feel float your boat, make it be what it be. I ain't one of them YouTubers gonna sit there and try to talk about, oh, let's soon 50 post something, just jump online and make videos and got to prove everything. We already know Big Meech allegedly took a deal, made his brother take a deal so he didn't have to testify against five people. Five. He didn't want to face them. See, when you take Rule 11 C1C, your records is really kind of sealed. So nobody really knows. So if you go online and start checking where this dude is at, you ain't gonna really know anything about it because, truthfully speaking, you won't know because the Rule 11 C1C paper's not even it's sealed. They can't open it. So if you put it up, it's gonna put there. So the game was for him not to do the 30 to life, he did nothing less than 20. So he did 20 years. Came home. Big messes. Big Meech coming home 2025. All of a sudden he come home 2024. And all of a sudden cuff is where you at. Let's speak real. I mean, I ain't sitting there trying to sugarcoat nothing, y'all. You know, I ain't sugarcoat for nobody, but let's keep it 100. It is what it is. So anyway, internet going crazy over this 50 Cent and Big Meech beef. But to me, I don't even see it as a beef. I just see 50 just being 50. It ain't petty. It's just that, most people from New York feel like this, right? I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. But most people feel like this. If you disrespect me, it ain't being petty. I'm just gonna let you know, yo, what you doing is whack. And I'm gonna come at you, son. And another thing, I can't stand to see when dudes be talking about, yo, I'm from New York and you live from out of town. Look, Kim said it the best. It ain't where you're from, it's where you at. You ain't gonna sit there and keep yelling out, I'm from New York, man. In New York, we do this. So what? You from New York? Okay, cool. That's Gucci. But you ain't got to put it, oh, I'm from New York. And then when you turn around, I'm from New York, I'm from New York. Then you turn around, you see yourself hitting the pavement. Or somebody toss you up and down because you just shout out you from the New York. So that's telling you you from New York. So New York niggas is soft. Nah, New York dudes ain't soft. You might got the ones that just want to be hard and they want to throw out, I'm from New York, I'm from New York. Like I was watching a reality show and the guy was talking about, yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from New York. And one dude had on a Nike hoodie. He was like, yo, chill out, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Trying to wrap it up. The homeboy kept coming, I'm in New York. What happened? He got mocked. I seen another video when the dude was talking about he from New York. Slim dude, he was really slim. And he was fighting these two big white dudes. Now, one dude, Slim from New York, he was handling the big dudes. He was handling both of them. Be honest with you, he was rocking both of them. But somehow he slipped up. Boom, when he slipped, that was it. They was on top of him. And whoop, he went to sleep. It's crazy. You can't sit there and say you're from New York and you ain't handling your hands. I mean, let's keep it real. Then another situation, Hassan Campbell, Poppy, Bronx River. He posted up something about Supreme son, but he went totally hardcore on it about Supreme wishing he was still locked up. 50 was like, they're gonna get somebody killed. Take that down. And he went back at 50 and blah blah blah. But 50 ain't say no more. 50 just left it like what it is. If you're important to him, for him to beef with, then yeah, he gonna come at you. But if you're not, he ain't worried about you too much because he feel like you ain't relevant enough to come at you like that. But also, I'm going another subject with this pop the balloon situation. It's too many pop the balloons. Too many. Everybody got to pop the balloon. And then when you look at the pop the balloon, everybody get disrespectful to each other. I don't like your hair. I don't like you too short. I don't like what you got on. Some of these people be dressed fly. And then the ones that's sitting on the panel that's be like, yo, looking for the love and the dude that's coming out. He got on his, he dressed with a nice suit on and all that, you know what I'm saying, trying to look professional. Females on it with slippers on, chilling, doing everything. And then you gonna talk about, yo, you don't like homeboy because he's too short. You don't like his outfit. You don't like nothing. But you coming on the show looking like, yo, whatever. When are we gonna learn? Yo, stop all that nonsense because it's too ridiculous to be sitting up here talking about what you ain't gonna do because you looking for love and you ain't find it. Where Eddie Murphy used to sing, looking for love and all the wrong places, looking for love. Oh man, but I'm gonna tell you, man. You be watching Tubi movies too, and Murder Pain has some really good movies out of Detroit. Shout out to Murder Pain, man, because I was an extra in Serial Cheetah. You never saw my face, you know what I'm saying? But in the pictures, you seen the pictures, but on the movie, you don't see me at all. But I was in that Serial Cheetah episode with it, the club scene. And Coach Harris, he's cool too. And Jock, Cino, them dudes is really they doing it. Hey yo, Cino, for real, man. Yo, how do you smash? Never mind. Never mind. I'm good. Oh man. But yo, on the real tip, blood, for real. Um looking for McGraw Ave. The third episode. That's a nice little That's a nice joint though. What I like about Murder is that when he put his movie out, like when you watch McGraw Al the first, you watch the whole thing straight out. You ain't had to wait for next month or next week or next to keep watching the episode. He put it straight out, and that's what I like because you go from one episode to another episode, and it's fire like that. That's what I like, yo. Shout out to Murder Payne, man, for real, and Coach Harris, um, doing a great job, man. And I was watching a lot of I was watching again. I watched a lot of YouTube movies, and I was looking at one called what is called? It was called something Link. Man, heck, I gotta look this up now. Anyway, never mind. I ain't gonna look it up. But anyway, I was watching some good joints on YouTube. I mean, some Tubi movies, and it's really nice. Um, and another thing is that we got Trump in office. He's in office. Pray, please, pray, pray hard, pray strong. Keep praying, cause God knows you're gonna need it. He's in office, y'all. He's in office. Now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't want Harris in office either, because when I voted for Judge Mathis. I voted for Judge Mathis because I felt like neither one of them is capable of running this country. And it's like, yo, I'm getting a headache trying to figure out who's running this country and who's gonna be running it. Uh, it's ridiculous. Another thing is shout out to Gene Deal. And I'm gonna say this. Can y'all give Jaguar Wright a break from doing interviews? Cause serious, yo, she need a break. She doing too much. Give her a break. Let her fall back a little bit because it don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense to her to continue to keep on talking and y'all allowing her to talk and you're hearing the same things. You know what I'm saying? You're hearing the same things. I listen to Gene Deal because you know he has a good point on a lot of stuff when you listen to Gene Deal. He's talk because Gene Deal has firsthand experience on Puff. You know, rest in peace to Wolf. But he has a good point of view on what really go down in that. And also let me tell you something too. This is rocking for y'all. Y'all making movies about Shorty Pop. If you're making something documentaries and have a conversation about Shorty Pop, make sure you have real stories. Cause some of y'all be making stories and it's kind of messy right now because it don't make no sense of half of the stuff that y'all be posting up. And it's an insult to his family for some of the comments that be going out. Even though he was who he was as a kid, you know what I'm saying? He was a kid, he was a child. You know, he took his route the way he took it. But y'all going a bit too far with all that. Seriously, y'all going too far with all these stories. Y'all glorifying drug dealers. But when you going to really glorify the truth of everything? Like, what happened to justice? What happened to peace? If the internet go crazy the way they go over 50 Cent and Big Meech, don't you know that it'll be better? But it's not going to sell for y'all because y'all feel that y'all not going to get no views, y'all not going to get nobody to listen to y'all, and y'all not going to get your little ching ching. But at the end of the day, people's serious talk, get over that. It's time for us to start uniting in a different direction than sitting there glorifying stuff that's people doing. You look on the internet, yeah, you see a lot of gangster joints on the internet. These young people don't even know who they arguing for. Let's go with the teachers. What are you teaching your kids? How to lay on their back and you trying to mess with them because the girl 13 years old, she got a little booty, and next thing you know, she flirting, you gonna take it and go with it? Or the little boy, he look good and you gonna go ahead and flirt with him? Come on, y'all, what are we doing? What are we really doing in this world? What's really going on? We ain't focusing on nothing that's really real. I ain't no pastor. I ain't trying to preach to nobody, but the truth is the truth. When we gonna stop trying to focus on stuff that's BS, then focus on stuff that's good? Okay, you want to talk about rats? Okay, Alpo rat, Nicky Barnes rat, White Boy Rick rat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these so-called big-time dealers, they ratted, and they getting paid to rat. White Boy Rick done 30 years, and what he got? He got a marijuana dispensary. His weed is out. Come on, y'all. What are we doing? Everybody got to get online to say, oh man, let's go figure out what's going on. We got to post up about what's going on with drug dealers than what's going on in this country or what people is really doing in this world. You know, I was sitting back watching the Little Women of Atlanta, and rest in peace to Minnie. Um, she passed away. Y'all know that a long time ago. She passed away in a car crash. But I was watching her and I was listening to how she was interacting with people on the show. And to me, her mother was a bully. You know, you got people that's the little women, they're short. And you're a grown, full grown woman and you want to fight and throw chicken wings. That was kind of like crazy as well. So again, it's making me tell you, what are we looking at? Because that's your daughter, but there's a person that's the same size as your daughter. You want to sit there and throw chicken wings on somebody that's half your size. Shout out to Miss Juicy. Shout out to Money. But seriously, that didn't make no sense. Again, what are we doing and what are we learning in this world? Are we focusing on what's real or are we focusing on what can make better for the internet to get you views and all that? So if you want to talk about views, hey, make sure y'all go out and buy KK the Drummer CD album in stores called Going Back to the Past Smooth Jazz Record. It's a smooth jazz record. I mean, the music is dope. Now, I'm throwing that plug in. Shout out to Deep Swan Logic. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Auditor Queen, DJ Punkin in the building. I mean, like, listen, we need to refocus on a whole lot of everything. Get your mind right, people. I'm KK the Drummer. I see you next time on KKTD 98.1 FM. Don't forget, the radio show will be put on YouTube soon. But it's right now it's on Mixcloud. Just look up KKTD 98.1 FM. You hear some beautiful music from a lot of indie artists. I'm out. Peace. God bless you. Enjoy your Valentine's.